what services does Expat services ES? ES is the, but obviously España. The website is expatservices.es. The answer is we pretty much cover anything. And I say that in the sense that we're quite happy to help other people, even if it's nothing we actually normally get involved with. Because we understand the frustrations of moving to another country. And this isn't my first move. I've spent most of my life overseas. I moved to the UK in 1989. Prior to that, my parents are ex-forces, so we travelled around a lot more than most people do. And I've spent a bit of time in the Philippines and Middle East, and currently now in Spain. The one thing I will say about Spain is I do enjoy the fact that it's not so political, which is an important thing for me, because obviously my wife and kids are half British, half Filipino. Well, my wife's 100% Filipino. So here there doesn't seem to be any real issues in where we live. Now, I'm not blind to the fact that there's issues all over the world. You know, it doesn't matter what country, and there will be some, but it's not as blatant as I'm finding the UK is moving. So that's why we're here. I actually prefer living here. I like the environment, I like the mentality of the people, except when it comes to taking their time over doing some tasks that should be quite quick. But that's another thing we can help you with, because I've had people come and say, oh, it's only going to take me a couple of months to do this and do that, and I was like, where did you get this information from? For a start, a lot of things have changed since the Brexit has been on the horizon. It does seem that there's been a bit of a clampdown, but I'm not sure if it's the Brexit or just that they've started to clamp down more. There's a lot of Brits here that don't process their paperwork, but also it's often not easy to process the paperwork, which is the other headache, which is the bit we help you with. But we can give you like an honest timeline of what you need to do, when you need to do it, and in what order you need to do it. Because quite simply, we've done it. I've done it, Andreas has done it. And the other people we're associated with have done it. And it's not just from the UK, because Andreas is Italian, his wife's Colombian, but also one of our associates has been here in construction for 9 years. Igor does good work as construction and renovations. What do I know? Well, I'm actually a surveyor. That's what I do. That's my actual title, engineering manager and surveyor. I normally do facilities, big facilities. For example, I was running the maintenance of all the buildings for RBS for the whole of Scotland, and all their critical maintenance, all the generators and stuff on data centres and all that gubbins. So from a surveyor's point of view, his work's pretty good. I always say pretty good. I would never say perfect. Near impossible to get things perfect, although we strive to do so. So even with that, we have somebody that we can trust, will know to do a good job, and can help you with the construction and renovation projects. We also come across properties for sale, so if somebody asks us, can we help them sell a property? Yeah, of course we will. We don't mind doing that. All the time, we're not even charging people, but we're trying to get away from that now, because I'm trying to move to doing this sort of full time so I can stay in Spain. Now I've got other stuff I make income off, but at the same time it'd be nice to actually be doing this full time. There's enough expats in the country. You know, there's a lot of things like taxes people aren't aware of, because they don't really advertise it too well, because like non-resident taxes and all sorts. When do you pay your car tax? It's different in different areas. It really is. There's a lot of stuff that is very alien compared to the UK, because we're used to doing everything on the internet, etc. So there is a lot of things that go on, and that's why I'm saying we do pretty much everything. We deal with paperwork, we do translations, we do translation work where we'll actually turn up and go to the appointments with you, because sometimes they actually want somebody there that will speak Spanish because they don't speak English. So going to the foreigner's office, if you're well prepared, it's not really an issue, but they do like you to have somebody with you. But obviously if you have a problem, you may not be able to communicate to find out what's actually wrong, and that in those instances we can actually offer translation services and going along with you or going on your behalf. We also deal with transferring money, because obviously if you're buying a house here, you need to get the money here. Well, we deal with that as well. When it comes to selling properties, we do video footage. You might have seen the apartment, I keep calling it apartment, it's a house, a 3-bedroom house, a couple of videos back. That's one I did. There is a 360 version of it as well, because we have actually got a 360 camera. But the day we went, it was overcast and not really great for the video footage. So I've sort of kept the photo side, but ditched the video. The 360 video I wasn't happy with. But we do those sort of things because there's plenty of people trying to sell here, but they're all selling the same way. A lot of them don't even have good quality photos, or they do things like photos of the beach. Not being funny, I don't care what the beach looks like unless I'm living next to it. But a lot of the time they put them up as if they're 2 minutes walk when they're not. You know, it's just that's in the same town. It's just at the other end. So we do advertise properties. We'll do, we'll actually do all the SEO work and all that side of things for selling property, for buying property. Andreas can actually do the conveyancing side, so he can do all the documentation and make sure there's no debt and things like that on the property. So yeah, we cover all the legality side on property purchases. We do business services, which is get you set up either as a independent business, as a .sl company, or we can set you up as an autonomo, which is a self-employment route, which many people do. It seems to be the most popular thing in Spain, is the old autonomo. We can set that up for you, deal with that for you, so that we not only can set that up, but also do the accounts for you on a regular basis, but also identify what you can claim on expenses. Something that my accountant never did, which is why he got sacked. I don't know what I actually paid him to do. But you have to submit your paperwork every 3 months, and that was the whole idea of this guy, and he was just crap. But Andreas is now part of a legal company. When I say legal, on the sense of lawyers, but also they do accountancies as well. So all that's taken care of, and that's what he specialises in. Because Andreas is actually a qualified lawyer, and also his wife is. What else do we do? Anything to do with property maintenance. Because we have different people that what we'll call our approved contractors list. They're people we know and trust. We don't let people on there randomly. It's same as if there's some crap work, you can say, Matt, that guy was crap, can you come and have a look at it? And I'll come and have a look at it. And at the end of the day, I want you to be happy, and I don't want anybody that's crap. Simple as that. So I want this to work for everybody. One of the things I'm looking at the moment as well is disabled adaptions and getting involved in like a nurse call system. It's more like a warden type system, because there's a lot of people getting on a bit out here in Spain, and it is nice to have a little button you can press and speak to somebody just to say that you're okay, and they can just have a quick chat with you every day just to see that you've got no issues, or if you need anything, we'll deal with it. We also do airport pickups and drop-offs. What else is there? Like I said, we pretty much do everything. If we don't do it yet, we will do. If it's something people need, then we're happy to get involved in it. What else do we do? Oh, we do car insurance, medical insurance, life insurance. As you can see, I'm doing this off the top of my head as well because I'm actually driving at the minute. What else have we got? Mechanic wise, we've got a good mechanic. We can recommend somebody that can work with your car. We can deal with the paperwork for transferring your vehicle, because I noticed that's a big problem for some people. In all honesty, the vehicles in Spain are diabolical second-hand. No joke. I mean, this van has had a lot of work done to it, but because it was a Volkswagen T4, I've sort of bought it because I know that it's going to go up in value, or at worst, keep the same value. So for me, it's worthwhile as long as the engine doesn't blow up. It'll probably do that now I've said it. No, it's viable for us, so that's why we bought it. But I've had to change a fair bit on this. There's so much substandard work on it. It just wasn't funny. I've still got a problem with the alternator because it's not the original alternator. They've designed their own system for fitting it. So I've got to trace the real alternator and replace it, because the one that's on there I think's off a Renault or something. It's a Renault or a Citroen one. You couldn't make this stuff up, could you? So the mechanic I've got now is nothing to do with the mechanic that I originally had. The original one ripped me off for €1,000, and I do say ripped me off because he was just kept adding and adding and adding for a job that should only cost about €350. But he knew I needed the vehicle, and that's the reality. They knew I was stuck, so they shafted me. Simple as that. I'm not saying which mechanic it is, but they're in La Mata, and there ain't many. But when I spoke to the neighbours about it, they've all had the same experience. Because it starts off with a small task, you go in there and say, oh, this is broke or whatever. Next thing is, oh yeah, something else, there's something else, there's something else. And the bill just goes up and up and up. The guy's a complete thief in my viewpoint. But you live and learn. These are the things that you learn spending time in Spain. The guy I got now is British. I've had loads of work done with him. He's also gone over the vehicle. I went over there for an inspection, didn't charge me for having a look at the vehicle, and gave me a long list of the repairs. The thing with that is, it's a like it or lump it thing, where it's going to cost that amount. It's up to you if you get it fixed. I'm not making you get it fixed. So when they did that, basically I had a long list, and so far we've changed the wheels. I've now got nice alloy wheels on my van. We've had the connection joint between the gearbox and the engine changed. It was actually a piece of hose, the ball joint, that's it, a new ball joint, because the connector was a piece of hose with a clip through it. That's the standard of some of the workmanship locally. Now, bearing in mind, the mechanic in La Mata, it had my van to do the drive shaft, and because the drive shaft had basically gone like that, and he repaired some of it. It was a €350 repair, cost me nearly £1,000. There was certain stuff he did as well. There was bits they took out where instead of buying washers or whatever it was, they'd cut some Coke cans. No joke. So my van is going to Andy's garage over at Catral. So Google him, say, oh, I've heard about you, Matt mentioned your garage. We don't make any money on that, you see. We don't make any money. All it is I know the guy does a good job, and I've already been ripped off, and I know many people have been ripped off in Spain, so I'm quite happy to say, go there. The guy does a great job. I've had no issues. He's identified some other problems that the other guy didn't even mention, but also he's fixed a lot of stuff in my van, and I'm very happy with the quality of work, and he's very reliable. So that's Andy's garage at Catral. Sometimes it is worth driving. For me, it's about 20-minute drive. It's worth driving 20 minutes to actually have a bit of peace of mind. I might try and get Andy on one of our live chats as well to cover things like MOTs for British cars and things like that. How do you do it, you know, if your car's here? to keep everything legal. Also, Andreas can cover some of that topic as well, because it's one of those grey areas. There's a lot of stuff in Spain where it all depends on who you're talking to. It's not an issue till it becomes an issue. You know, it's sometimes it's just like that. Yeah. So we'll talk to Andreas, and we'll try and get Andy on as well. And I think that's it. If you've got anything you would like us to do, or asking if we do it, just put it in the comments, or go to expatservices.es and type it into contact us. Because if we don't do it, very likely we know somebody who does. And the thing is, if it's coming from a referral from us, we know they actually do it properly. For example, we've got somebody who does pool cleaning, does a really good job, can be trusted. They also do landscaping, the groundworks, all that sort of stuff. But the thing is, they're reliable. And that's the main thing. Nothing worse than getting bad service that ends up costing you more money in the long run. And that's what I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to get everybody to get money for value, good quality, and a lot of stuff we do is actually, we don't make any money whatsoever. But things like doing all your paperwork and stuff is stuff we do. One of the things we are bringing up soon is teaching English to Spanish and Spanish to English. Yeah, I got that right there. Because we're going to start teaching. I've actually got my TESOL certificate. I'm actually qualified to teach English, ESL, English as a second language. So that's something I can do. Well, also, Andreas and his wife speak Spanish and English, so they can actually teach the Spanish side as well. So a lot to get on with. But anyway, websites. We do websites as well. We do web design, do the domain hosting, do the registering your domain, managing your website, developing your website, setting up your website, everything website related, even down to the artwork. Okay, that's expatservices.es. Thanks for watching.